On February 7, 2019, the Toronto Raptors traded away Giannis Valanciunas, Delon Wright, CJ Miles, and a 2024 second-round pick to the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for center Marc Gasol. With the addition of Gasol, the Raptors finished that year with a 58-24 record and later went on to win the 2019 NBA championship, defeating the Golden State Warriors in 6 games. Of course, a large portion of their success can be attributed to NBA superstar Kawhi Leonard, who had one of the best postseason runs in NBA history. However, as a team, the Raptors also sported a historically great defense that was anchored by Gasol. In fact, it was Toronto's defense and Gasol's rim protecting that was the reason they were able to contain Giannis Antetokounmpo and defeat the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. However, when Leonard left in free agency to join the Los Angeles Clippers, most people subsequently counted the Raptors out as title contenders for this season. After all, it's a superstar league. So how could a team with no superstar contend for a championship? Well, when you still have nearly every piece of your championship team, a great coach, and a defense anchored by a defensive player of the year and one of the smartest centers in the league, you tend to be pretty good. And as you probably know, the Raptors did more than pretty good. Toronto finished the season with a record of 53 wins and 19 losses, which places them second in the Eastern Conference standings. And in the NBA's Orlando restart, the Raptors had a record of 7 wins and 1 loss. Toronto was actually so good in Orlando that many have crowned Marc Gasol as the best defensive player since the restart. This is likely because Marc sported an absurd 91.8 defensive rating through the 8 games. To put into perspective just how good Gasol has been, let's take a look at his defensive impact against the title favorites, the Los Angeles Lakers. To start things off, Gasol is able to cut off LeBron's drive, and then he recovers and forces JaVale McGee into a bad shot. Here, Gasol notices that McGee is recklessly barreling into the paint, so he sets his feet and is able to draw a charge. A veteran play. On this play, LeBron gets the switch he wants, but Gasol is able to force him to where his help should be, and James ends up missing the layup. Lastly, Marc again proves himself to be one of the best help defenders in the NBA, cutting off yet another driver and forcing him into a Lakers turnover. In that Lakers game, Los Angeles had an abysmal 60.8 defensive rating when Gasol was on the court. His impact is not only clear with the eyes, it's clear on the stat sheet too. Now, obviously, in the playoffs, no one knows what will happen. There are a lot of good teams in this league, and one injury could change everything. But at this point, the Raptors are the only team that have successfully put together a formula to contain Giannis through a full series, and we saw what they just did to the Lakers. I'm not saying they should be the title favorites, but it would be extremely impressive if another team could break down and penetrate this defense for 4 out of 7 games. Not to mention the fact that this team has already gone through the ringer and prevailed. You have been able to feel that championship DNA all season. Thank you guys for watching and subscribe for more content like this.